Dan Fogelberg Souvenirs is an album that provokes warm memories for many people. I'm not one of them because this record was never in my DNA. However, I have been exposed to 3 different copies of this album, and I'm going to tell you which one I think excels in sound quality, pressing quality, and overall vibe and presentation. The 3 pressings I have on hand are the original pressing on the Full Moon label, a later audiophile edition from Friday Music, which is mastered by Joe Ragoso, and the third is, of course, the Impex 50th Anniversary Edition, which has just come out this week. I've had it in the house for about a week and a half. I've been listening to it and the earlier pressings that were sent to me by John, my friend John, who is a big fan of Dan Fogelberg. As a matter of fact, he kept going on and on about how great Dan Fogelberg is. And one day I was at the Florida Audio Show, and I happened to see someone selling a box of records. And I picked up my first Dan Fogelberg album there. It's not one that was really representative of Dan Fogelberg's complete art. It is called Twin Sons of Different Mothers, a bit more on the instrumental side. You know, Dan Fogelberg is famous for his songwriting and beautiful musicianship, and I think Souvenirs is a better picture of his complete art. You'll get a really good sense of the scene, the setting, and the history of this album by reading the liner notes that are in the Impex edition. This is a wonderful feature of every Impex release. Charles Granata, a wonderful historian, really gives you a sense of the importance of the album and the people involved and the scene surrounding this album and its creation. Really, it's a wonderful addition to these Impex releases that increase your appreciation of an album, even if you're not familiar with it. When I think back of what I thought about Dan Fogelberg over the years, not having any of his work, I just based it on the singles that were out at the time. Each single came and went. I was like, oh, it's good, it's catchy, but I didn't feel compelled to buy an album based on the singles. I came to realize, listening to Souvenirs, which has a big single on it, part of the plan, that the singles are really distinct from the rest of the album. They are catchy, easily accessible, where the album goes much deeper. On this album, we have some wonderful additional musicians on it, including Graham Nash and members of the Eagles, including Don Henley and Joe Walsh, who produced the album. The recording quality is good, but the differences I heard between these 3 pressings are interesting, and I'm going to focus most of my commentary on the differences here. I don't feel it would be fair for me to go into the music when I'm not that familiar with it, but some tracks really did shine to me, and I'll point those out at the end. The first edition is the original. So my friend John sent me his original. It's in beautiful condition. Wow. I mean, it looks like it's mint. And it sounded like it too. That's what it looks like inside. You'll see the differences when I show you the presentation of the later editions. It has a beautiful label. It's like a dark orange full moon label. Really beautiful. Pressing quality is excellent too. Really, when I heard this, I was pretty impressed with the sound quality. I didn't think much more could be done with it. It has a warm, rich sound that is just beautiful. And I feel like, the original pressing really was a standout, in my opinion, over other pressings that I've heard from this era. There's a musical rightness to it that I could see why Impex would want to take a stab at trying to improve on it just a bit to really bring it out. One of the first things I noticed was a really warm, deep bass sound, wonderful detail on the guitars, a good quality on Dan's voice, and pretty good overall ensemble feel to it. It has a nice vibe to it. Really, it's an excellent original pressing. I liked it very much. I don't know who mastered this, but it's really nice. I feel like Impex had their work cut out for them after I heard that. The Friday Music Edition looks like this. I guess it was pressed at RTI. Reproduction is a little off. This is quite dark. This looks washed out, really pale. The inside is the same. The jacket quality is a little better in general, but just like the picture is a little faded out, I always find like these Friday Music editions to be like a facsimile. Nothing special, nothing extraordinary. The music's there, it sounds familiar, it sounds good, but not exceptional. It's a bit sterile, I thought. It really reminds me of listening to an average CD. You can definitely do better by getting an original pressing. That's been my experience with most every Friday Music Edition, and I stopped buying them after a while because I couldn't find one that really was a definitive copy. I don't think they have any. Really, my favorite Friday Music record is the Boston self-titled album. I thought that one turned out really good, but in general, I don't think you need to bother with the Friday Music Edition, especially since the Impex is available for such a good price, and originals are inexpensive as well. The Impex edition comes out at $40, which is very reasonable in today's market for an edition of this quality. It's a heavy Stoughton gatefold. It looks wonderful, really good. They did a little extra touch to the lettering by doing gold embossing, and it says 50th anniversary edition down here. They switched the cover, which I think makes more sense. Yeah, the reproduction looks great. And I think this is the best overall representation of the photograph, which is iconic. I mean, just when you look at this man, you're like, oh my God, he must be a very sensitive singer-songwriter. Really, you look deep into his eyes and you feel his soul. And that comes out in this music. Listening to this a few times, I said I wasn't going to go deeply into the music, but a few tracks did stand out to me. Part of the Plan opens the album. It's a good pop song, really kind of lightweight, and it really didn't stick with me. I'm very familiar with it, of course. I've heard it many times. But really, the tracks following it stood out more to me. Things like Illinois, Changing Horses, particularly Souvenirs on the first side. That's a beautiful song. Really, I think it's a standout on the album. Just lovely. And The Raven Flies is opening the side too. It's very, very good as well. The album closes with a great track too called There's a Place in the World for a Gambler. The Impex edition not only has a beautiful jacket, it has beautiful sound. It was immediately apparent to me that they were able to improve upon the first pressing. Where I heard the differences were a more solid foundation. There's a warmth and feel of real music making. It's a subtle difference, and that's the thing with these Impex releases is subtleties. Bass sounds more defined. It's still just as deep as the original pressing, maybe even a touch more, but it really is perfectly balanced in the soundstage. Chris Bellman is a master at this. He did a beautiful job with this. The detail on the guitars, the separation between the instruments, the quality of Dan Fogelberg's voice, all are subtly enhanced to make this a superior sounding edition of the album. Add to that the beautiful pressing from Fidelity. And I have to remark on this because this is, I think, my second or third Fidelity pressing release. And I have to say, I am so impressed with their quality. It's no wonder that A.B. Fawn and the team at Impex have started to use Fidelity over RTI and others. The records are coming out like you wouldn't believe the quality. Great weight, great finish to the records, absolutely quiet, beautiful vinyl. It's just extraordinary. I don't know what they're doing over there, but Rick Hashimoto probably has something to do with that. The way he set up this plant and maybe the quality of the machines that they're using are really, really special. The pressing sounds absolutely amazing. And the jacket, which I know that A.B. Fawn was overseeing, because we had a conversation. She said, I'm at Stoughton and I'm looking at the Souvenirs jacket coming out. And I said, okay, I know that she keeps an eye on everything. And the overall production value, sound quality, and as I said in the beginning, the overall vibe of the album, making real music and making these songs come to life, comes out in spades on this particular pressing. I think for Dan Fogelberg fans, this is a moment to rejoice. You finally have a definitive end-all copy of Souvenirs. For someone that feels like maybe $40 is a little high for them, the beautiful first edition is recommended as well. If you have the Friday Music Edition, I think you can go either way. But those are my thoughts on this reissue of Dan Fogelberg Souvenirs. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you like this album? Do you have any editions of it? Which is your preferred version? And until next time, I'm Scott for the Pressing Matters. Have a great day.